Okay. Lie down. Down. Good girl.
Lodge could sponsor you.
Lodge could sponsor our show.
Even upside down.
No. Product placement.
Ooh, watch out for
I'm coming with my mouth full, I'm sorry. Well, I've been surfing around the food blogs, and there's a million of them out there. But I ran across, I was clicking on different links, and I ran across this one called Amuse Bouche. Is that how you say that? Amuse.
Should we show it, or is that big?
Well, no. It's really small type though.
Oh, you can see it.
Amuse Bouche. Amuse Bouche.
I think it says Amuse.
But it's French. It's Amuse. Anyway, I think it's something about insulting the chef or making a joke with the chef or
Amusement?
something. It's a French term. So anyway, the woman that writes this blog, I think she lives in the Midwest somewhere, from what I can tell. But she has a recipe for a chicken Vesuvio, and it uses a Dutch oven, and I really like to use my Dutch oven because it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna make her recipe, and then I'm gonna post it on our blog, and I'm gonna email her and say, hey, we did this, and see if she'll post a link to our blog on her blog. So the whole idea here is to link up. So this is a really, really simple recipe. Basically, you're going to brown some chicken, and you're going to brown some potatoes. These are the last of the potatoes from the garden, from the potato saga. A ton of garlic. After we browned it, we put all this in the oven, and then we cook it. Then we bring it out, and we reduce the juices with some red wine, and it makes a really nice sauce. And we're going to serve it with couscous. Now if I can get my act together, we'll have some kale as well. I mean, Dutch ovens are great. I really love the cast iron one. They're really easy to season, and they're quite easy to take care of. So I bought this, what?
Don't let your friends wash them.
Do not let your friends wash your cast iron with soap. I bought this at a local cooking store, and it was like 30 bucks. You can buy them online as well.
You can find them in the street too.
You can find them in the street in New York too, because people just put stuff out in the streets in New York. So the potatoes are just going to be in wedges. The big trick here is you want to brown the chicken and brown the potatoes, because the brown bits create the flavor of the dish. Because to quote the woman that writes this blog, brown is flavor. One of the links that she has on her site is to Butter Pig. Okay, so, ready? Okay, dropped. Good girl. Okay, so now we just basically have to wait around now and do some browning of these things, and then take them out, put them in a plate, and then put the rest of the potatoes and chicken in and brown those. And then we throw it all together, put it in the oven, and we're done. It's potatoes, chicken, and garlic. And then when we pull it out of the oven, we're going to throw frozen peas in it. And I have a little variation that I'm going to do on her recipe with the sauce. So I hope she doesn't, we should look up her name, so stop saying she. So we'll do that right now. So we looked up it's Amuse Bouche, maybe, and it is either a tiny little taste bite before the meal, or the greeting of the chef de cuisine. And the woman's name that writes the blog is named Joe. So sorry, Joe, I blanked on your name, but I blank on everyone's name. Joe makes a good point in her blog that you don't want to crowd the food, because that way it doesn't brown, but it just kind of steams. You can also buy at like the Costco or BJ's, you can buy these big containers of already peeled garlic. And actually we're going to do a couple of recipes with that kind of thing, because you can put massive amounts of garlic in a dish and it's really good. Oh, you can see here, This is our browned potatoes, so they have nice browning on them.
Brown is good.
The chicken's not quite done, so I just put those in a bowl with a little paper towel to soak up some of the oil. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees, because I forgot to do that. I've kind of run out of things to say. The garlic is nicely peeled. We're going to put the potatoes on top of the chicken with the garlic and a little bit of red pepper flakes. That goes in. Garlic goes in. Then we add a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth with some white wine in it. I'm out of chicken broth, so I'm using a bouillon cube. But this goes in. Bouillon cube didn't quite dissolve, so.
Ooh.
Well, the bouillon cube is now behind between the stove and the sink. I'll get that later. The lid goes on, and then we're going to put this in the oven. This could be a little tricky. You need sometimes 2 hands for this. That goes in. Close the oven. 25 minutes or so. We'll see what happens.
Look how tall she is.
Yeah, she's tall.
Her eyeballs are over the table.
58 pounds now, we just found out. For our 18th visit to the vet in 7 months. Okay, it's time. You have to be careful because the Dutch oven it's pretty darn heavy. So this is a 2-handed job. I have a digital meat thermometer here. Oh. I had this idea to cook down the sauce a little bit. So this is a variation from Joe's recipe, but I don't know, maybe she'll like it. Look at that. It smells amazing. I'm gonna deglaze the pan because there's a bunch of crunchy bits in here which look great. And I'm gonna add in a little bit of a red wine. That's maybe like a half a cup maybe. I'm gonna add a little more. You can smell the wine coming up. You wanna reduce the wine though, so we're gonna boil this for a little bit. So just scrape the bottom. And don't burn yourself. This is a burn. This is ice. So this has been cooking down for a couple of minutes, and you can smell this. It's kind of nice and bubbly. It's definitely reduced. So this is something that my friend Joan taught me, is when it's at this state, you take a little pat of butter and you put it in there. And it does a little emulsify thing. I'll turn the heat off. And this is a really amazing sauce we've got here. You see how it kind of like smooths it out? And just, it gives it a nice shine. Okay, let's eat. Joe, this is an amazing recipe. I just realized I forgot to put the peas in. But it'll taste good anyway. We'll put the peas in next time.
Petite, please.
The petite peas I forgot to put in, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. What's that? That was really good. I think it's quite good. I really like the garlic in this. And I have to thank Joan, my friend Joan, for suggesting the wine with the butter reduction. And just a little bit of the sauce is great. And the chicken's good, and life is good. And thank you, Joe, for giving us this recipe. Hey, what are you doing?